iRockRadio, the world headquarters of rock. It is Mike Karolyi backstage at Mohegan Sun Arena with the guys in Godsmack. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for joining us for a few here. So you called me probably 2 months ago, maybe a little bit more than that, and you were talking to me about the latest single, Under Your Scars, and you were telling, it's not the typical Godsmack song. It's more of a ballad, and you were asking me to see if we could talk about the Scars Foundation, which was a new thing just 2 months ago, and still new. But I think you don't even have the website up and running at that point. So we're gonna get this thing up and going. We want to know if we got your support. And for me, I was like, of course, absolutely. We go way back. We've been playing your music for 21 years, and but we decided to take it up another notch and take to the iRock Army, our audience, ask for donations and see if we could raise some money. So thanks to them and our partners and everybody else, we were able to raise $4,500 for the Scars Foundation. So
awesome.
We're happy to do it. And so how did this labor of love come out for you guys? What was the catalyst to start the Scars Foundation?
The catalyst truly was the song. The song really inspired a much bigger picture after we finished the song, and we really loved the song when we took it into like a piano form style ballad, because we really wanted a song like this in our catalog. We never had that kind of like Dream On style November Rain, kind of ballad. We love the way it it starts very kind of cool and then it just kind of grows and keeps building and building until it becomes this big epic kind of piece. But lyrically, for me, I just started thinking about the thoughts behind the song and how the song is about finding acceptance with your imperfections, finding acceptance with these things that we kind of shield and hide from society, that make us feel unworthy or imperfect or unwanted or ugly in some ways, and these things we call scars, whether they're emotional or physical. And when I started to think about the song and what this was about, I went to the guys and I was like, I have this idea that, maybe this is the lane we should be in. We've always wanted to do some kind of a nonprofit organization, but I don't think we all could come together and agree on what it should be, because we all have different things that we've been affected by or not affected by. For me in my life personally, thankfully, I was never affected by losing someone to AIDS or cancer or something like that, where Shannon has a different path. And this thing just kind of really rounded off a lot of categories that funneled all into the same kind of severe depression state of mind. And that's what we try to target, was just trying to find out, okay, if we're going to work with mental illness, for instance, and severe depression, people that are taking their lives and stuff like that, what are the other categories that can funnel people into that depressive state of mind? And that's why we went and said, if we're going to do this, let's go big and let's just tackle all of these categories. And I think that's kind of how the whole thing was birthed.
Mm-hmm. Was there any hesitation from the band to put a ballad on a Godsmack record, or was this cause so strong to you that you're all...
No hesitation. He came to us with the idea. I mean, I'm an alcoholic, and our guitar player Tony hasn't drank in over 4 years. We've all dealt.
He's a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, I'm recovering.
He's not a current alcoholic.
No, I'm recovering. And I'll always be one. It's just the way it is, and so. I hid it for the longest time for myself, and I realized after rehab and therapy that it actually worked, and I'm a happy person now without alcohol. So when he came to me with this idea that we could help even places like where I went, Recovery Unplugged, it was this great place that changed my life. Well, they need help funding, man. These people try and help people. That's their life, and it takes money. Mm-hmm. And so we looked at this as, when Sully came to us with this idea, the way I saw it again, the briefcase full of good karma,
right, and
a way to finally give something back, to something that, helped me immensely in my life, changed my life. So
how has your playing changed since you've been in recovery?
It's not quite as good, but
That's bull. He's playing better than ever. Strong, consistent, really. Shannon's always been on fire when it comes to the stage, but I feel a difference. I feel a difference in the continuity, you know. Right. I think some things that, you know, he may not even recognize at times because, and not that he was ever bad, but you can feel the different moods, right? From when someone's tired because they might have been hungover, or whether they didn't drink, or whether they were currently buzzed when they were playing. Like, you can feel that stuff, you know. And I think it's easier to see it from an outside rather than when you're in it. And so I just think overall it was a great move for him because, you know, there's people that can drink socially and just like enjoy it and kind of not touch it for a while. There's people that can drink every day but not drink a lot. And then there's some people that just aren't really able to control it. And I think Shannon fell into that category where he just, it was all in or nothing. And so I think, you know, I know as a band, we're super, super proud of him because it was a huge move for him. You know, he lived a life of rock and roll, has his whole life, never even had one job. And that's all he's ever known was like hosting parties and having fun and partying with your friends and drinking and playing rock and roll. Like, of course, it all goes together, you know. But so for him to actually pull the trigger on it and get out and be able to do it and be doing as well as he is, I know we're very, very proud of him.
Well, thank you. And the point is, you know, I couldn't have done it without help, and now we're going to help these people that help people like me.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what it's all about. So when legends rise, 3 #1 singles. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, Under Your Scars, When Legends Rise, Bulletproof. I mean, so here you are, 21 years into Godsmack. How do you think you would have handled 3 #1 singles back then versus now? In other words, do you think you appreciate it more now than you would have maybe in 99 or 2000?
For me, I definitely appreciate it more now. I think back then it would have maybe went right over our heads too quickly because when things are blowing up and everything feels exciting, it's just kind of like another thing to go, oh, yeah, put it with the rest, you know? The check comes in, yeah, put it with the rest. But now we've been through the war. We've been through the trenches. We've been through the grind. We've come to the other side of it. We've learned how to appreciate our career more, our brand more, our individuality more, you know, our friendships more. So to me, it just feels I'm more grateful for it now than I think I would have been if I was younger. You know,
I'm just happy for the acceptance of our fan base. I tell everybody the biggest accolades I have aren't #1 hits. It's how long we've been together and how hard it is for dudes to stay together this long. I've been with these guys 17 years, and as people, it's been nothing but gotten better, and now we get along better than ever. That's my biggest, proudest achievement. I'm very, very proud of 3 #1s, but, you know, they're numbers to me.
Right.
Where this is real.
Yeah. So 17 years for you. You obviously right from the beginning. Is Godsmack? Well, you must have had a vision for Godsmack when you started it. What you wanted it to be down the road. 20 years later, is it everything you wanted it to be? Is it more? Did it exceed your expectations?
It certainly has changed over the years. You know, what I thought Godsmack was going to be at the beginning and what it evolved to and what it's become are 3 different stages, literally 3 different stages. You know, when we first started, I was really heavily into studying like the Wiccan religion. Everything was very kind of, everything was very like, theatrical almost, you know. There was just from the whole stage presence to the lighting to the burning the incense, it was very mystical and kind of was shaping itself in that way. Then it started to grow into this more of an amphitheater arena status, and the vision started changing, and we took that kind of witchy vision and blew it up even bigger. And then as Shannon joined the band, it started to evolve into even more of a spectacle kind of show. And so, you know, that really carried us into where we've evolved now, which is getting back to the kind of concerts that we really enjoyed seeing when we were kids, the Aerosmiths, the Black Sabbaths, the Rushes, the Who, you know, all those kind of bands where they just put on this bigger than life show. And that's really what we've come to realize is that we're entertainers. And, you know, whether we entertain you on Instagram for 30 seconds with some funny video or whether we do it for 3 hours on stage, if we've been able to entertain you for that short amount of time, then we've done our job. And we hope that people, have enjoyed what we've put out there over the years, because that's really what I've learned over the years is like we're entertainers and people are coming to be entertained, and if you're going to be at this level, you better learn how to be an entertainer very quickly, because, that's what people pay money to see, is to enjoy your songs and to have that release, that moment of freedom, and just to get lost in the event.
What's phase 4 for Godsmack then? We got 3 so far. What's next?
Well, we hope to do another record, certainly, and continue to tour. We actually, bear down on our European thing, because we've had lots of bad luck over the years. I'm not making excuses. We should have went over more, but at this point in our career, we're like, wow, man, we're really digging it over there, and it seems to be growing really good. And the new record did better than any previous record in Europe. And so, we're going to get back there at the beginning of next year and try and work Europe. At the end of the day, we're gonna tour on this because we love it as long as possible, and then we'll decide, when and where and how we're gonna go in and make a new record. And no matter what, it'll be the best thing we could possibly do.
Just keep the machine rolling, right?
And we're not done yet, I mean, we're very, as Shannon said, really grateful that we've had these 3 number ones in a row. It's actually very surreal, because I feel like I don't even know. We haven't even done the research to find out what rock bands have had 3 or more in a row on one album. But what we just started saying is we're not done yet. We have another single to come after this.
That's what I was going to ask.
And it's a big rock anthemic kind of rock song that's built for radio. And I'm thinking, wow, we really have a good shot at getting a 4th maybe. And so we'll have to revisit that thought when we get to it. Right now we're focusing on this one, but we're not done with this record yet. There's at least 1 or 2 more that we could release that I think could do really well out there. And I'm glad that people are enjoying it, because this record really felt special to us. So it's kind of nice to see it translate over into the world of the fans, you know?
Well, for sure. Well, whatever your future is, whatever path you guys blaze, we'll be there to support you.
Right
we
on.
appreciate
We
it all
love
the way. And thank you for starting the Scars Foundation. Honestly, the reaction from our listeners and our partners and everybody else, they were thanking us. I'm like, don't thank us. We're just kind of a message that you're delivering to us and to that. I guess we're all in this together. But
awesome.
They were saying thank you for supporting this mental health awareness issue that is getting pretty scary at times. So.
Well, again, it's good to know that it's translating, and it makes us feel great about knowing that we touched on causes that are really needed, and even to the point of ignored at times. And this is important to us too, and it just, how do you say it? It reassures our instincts that we were going,
right.
choosing the right kind of categories to help with.
If you feel it, do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's all good.
Sully and Shannon Godsmack with iRockRadio, the world headquarters of rock.